everybody. This is Eliza. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the previous two lessons, we have learned about fractions, about the kinds of fractions and the conversion between them. And in the next lesson, we have learned about the addition and subtraction of fractions. Today, we are going to learn about the multiplication and division of fractions. To begin with, the multiplication of fractions. Well, I have a fraction 2/3 or 2/3. I'm going to multiply that or times that with another fraction, which is 5/6. Now the multiplication is really easy. What do we have to do? We have to multiply both the numerators. That is going to be the answer for the numerator. We are going to multiply both the denominators, and that is going to be the answer for the denominator. Now, let's go to the numerators. 2 times 5, that gives us a 10. And 3 times 6, that gives us 18. Well, our final answer is 10/18. That is our final answer. Now, there can be another way to find out a different answer, but that value is numerically different. The value looks different, but the answer is technically the same. So let's see the other way of finding out the answer. Well, let me erase that really quick. I am working out on the same question. So it's 2/3 times 5/6. What was our previous answer? We multiplied the numerators together and we got it as 10. And we multiplied the denominators together, we got it as 18. We can simplify this fraction now. There is another new term which you are learning. So that is called simplification. Simplification or simplify. What is simplification? Simplification is to turn a bigger term into a smaller term. That is known as simplification. Okay? So how are we going to simplify 10/18 into a smaller term? So we see that 10 and 18 both are divisible by 2. So 10 divided by 2, 18 divided by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5 and 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. So the simplified answer is equal to 5/9. Now both are technically correct. If somebody has the answer as 10/18 and if the other person has the answer of 5/9, both are correct, though it might look different, but it's correct. Now, what is the other way to simplify within the question itself? So the question was 2/3 times 5/6. I can only simplify the numerator with the denominator. We cannot simplify the numerators together. No, we can only pair up the denominator with the numerator. So I see a 2 over here. 2 is not divisible by 3. That means we do not find 2 in the multiplication table of 3, or we do not find 3 in the multiplication table of 2. Either way, 5 is not divisible by 3, nor it is divisible by 6. But 2 and 6, this is actually divisible. We find 6 in the multiplication table of 2. That means 6 is divisible by 2. Now I'm going to simplify. 2 times, I have a 2 in my mind because we are going to divide 2 and 6 by 2. So I have a 2 in my mind. 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So I write a 1 here. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So I write a 3 here. Now what is my new value? My new value is 1/3 times 5/3. Right? I have 2 and 6, both which are divisible by 2. So I got my new values as 1 and 3. Now I multiply these two numbers together for the numerators. I got 1 times 5, which is equal to 5. I got 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. And thereby I have the same answer. A and B both are same, both are equal, right? So either you can simplify the answer after you have got the final one, or you can simplify it within the question itself. There are two ways to simplify. Whichever seems easier to you, you can always go ahead with that. Now, I come to the next kind of multiplication. So you have a multiplication right here, which you have already learned about. If you have any questions regarding this multiplication, you can drop your question in the chat box or in the comment section, and I'll surely get back to you. Well, now comes in the next kind of multiplication. So I have the next question for you, which is 2 1/3 times 1/6. As learned in the very previous lesson, we learned about the conversion between fractions. So this fraction right over here is called a mixed fraction, right? If you remember, it's a peanut butter and jelly fraction. It's a mixed fraction. So we have to convert that fraction into an improper fraction before we even get started with the multiplication. And how to do that? In case you remember, you can definitely pause this video and can go ahead. 2 1/3. Converting that to an improper fraction, this denominator always remains as the same denominator. We are going to find out the numerator now. How shall we do that? 2 times 3. Whatever is the answer, we shall add that up to the numerator. So 2 times 3 is equal to 6 plus 1 gives us a 7. So our final answer by converting the mixed fraction to an improper fraction is 7/3. Now I'm going to write that over here. 2 1/3 is equal to 7/3 times 1/6. Now this multiplication looks very similar to what we have done a few minutes back. So you can pause this video and take over from here. So I'm going to get started with it now, in case you need to check your answer. So I see that 7 is not divisible by 3. 7 is not even divisible by 6. Well, now what should I do? It cannot be simplified. So let me move ahead with the sum. 7 times 1 is equal to 7, and 6 times 3 is equal to 18. I'm also going to check if it can be simplified in the final answer. I see that 7/18 cannot be simplified with each other. So that is my final answer, right? That is what all you needed to know about the multiplication of fractions. Now, friends, we are going to move on with the division of fractions. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to type over here really quick. Go to, okay, I'm going to change the multiplication to division. Well, oopsie, I'm sorry. Okay, so now we are going to learn about the division of fractions. I'm going to get started with a very easy one. I'm going to take the similar numbers as we have done with multiplication. So it is 2/3 divided by 5/6. It's so much fun. I find it particularly very exciting when I come to do the divisions rather than the multiplication. It's so much fun. Okay, so we have the division sign over here. 2/3 divided by 5/6. What would I do when it comes to division? We are going to change the division sign into a multiplication sign. Now, as we do that, friends, we are also going to flip the fraction on the right side. What does flipping means? We are going to swap the places. The numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. So the 6 goes to the top and the 5 comes down at the bottom. So we have to work out with this multiplication in order to find our answer. Now, you see that it's really easy to find out the answer when it comes to multiplication. 2 times 6 is equal to 12 and 3 times 5 is equal to 15. We can definitely simplify this with a 3 because 12 and 15 we find both these numbers in the multiplication table of 3. So 12 can be divided by 3. Similarly, 15 can also be divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 equals 4 and 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So our final answer is 4/5. Or in case you want to simplify within the question itself, I'm also going to show you that 2 times 3 times 6/5. Well, friends, just to give you a small suggestion, when you are getting started with the simplification, when you are on the learning stage, you can definitely find out the final answer by multiplying the numerators and the denominators without simplifying it, and then look out for the final answer if you can simplify them. Like 12/15, you can simplify that with the help of a 3, so that would be a 4/5. When you have got used to simplification, that means when you know how to do the simplification, I would definitely like you to try out this process, that is simplification within the question, because that makes the sum much more easier for you. Okay, that makes the number smaller, which makes the sum much more easier. So well, coming back to the question again, 2/3 times 6/5, we see that 6 over here is divisible by 3. So 3 times 1 is equal to 3. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. The numbers cannot be further divided by any other number. So I multiply the numerators over here. So the numbers would be 2/1 and 2/5. So I multiply the numerators over here, which would be a 4, and the denominator 5 times 1, which would be equal to 5. So in both the cases, the answer is equal to 4/5. Doesn't matter if you simplify it after getting the final answer or you simplify it within the question. In case you want to keep your answer as 12/15, even that is correct, because 12/15 is also equal to 4/5 after simplification. Okay, now let us go to another kind of division where we are going to do the division using mixed fractions. Well, the question which I come to is 2/1/3. Children, I love to use the same examples, but the scenarios are different so that it will be easier for you to understand. 2/1/3 divided by 1/6. You know what to do now. If you know it, pause the video and you can definitely move ahead. 2/1/3 is an improper fraction, right? Oh, no. It's a mixed fraction. We are going to convert that mixed fraction into an improper fraction. How to do that? 2 times 3 is equal to 6 plus 1, which is equal to 7. 7/3. So we got 7/3 here. division sign, 1/6. If you remember the division sign, it has to change to the multiplication sign in which case we want to go ahead with the sum. Multiplied by 6/1. Now we have to check whether the numbers are divisible with each other, or you can simply write the answer by multiplying the numerators, which is equal to 42, and 3 times 1 is equal to 3, so the answer would be a 14. 42 divided by 3 is equal to 14. Or if you want to do simplification within the question itself, it would be 7/3 times 6/1. So 6 is divisible by 3. 3 times 1 is 3. I have 3 in my mind. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So that would be 7 times 2 divided by 1 times 1. 7 times 2 is equal to 14 over 1 is equal to 14. That is the final answer when it comes to the simplification within the question or without the question. It comes to the same answer, as you can see. Well, friends, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your time and help and all the support that you have been showing me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you and have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.